well. How are we doing? Hope y'all are doing great. This week's vlog is gonna be a little different, I guess, because I had most of it laid out and well edited, but then I felt like it was pretty depressing, and it was very much like half of a mental breakdown, half of me trying to keep it together through the mental breakdown, and then stuff I really just felt like keeping to myself. So I'm just gonna talk and catch up really quickly. My bad. Yeah, so basically things are probably going to be switching up a lot around my home, things with I play with fiber, like how much time I can dedicate towards it, not this channel, because I actually find a lot of therapeutic release with doing these weekly updates, and maybe they won't always be weekly, but as long as I can keep up with a weekly update, I'm going to do it. And yeah, so last I spoke to you about the bags. Well, the bags are here. It's here. Okay, the bag's here. As you already see, I've got my patches on it. And this actually was the whole intention, was to have the bags and the patches, and everything happened all at the same time. But because of manufacturing and me having to learn stuff as I go, I just started listing what I got when I got it, like whenever it came in, versus holding all of this stuff for the past few months. But we're here. Hindsight's 22, and it is what it is. And I have no regrets. Yeah. I have no regrets now. I was having lots of regrets during my breakdown. It was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. Yeah, anyways. So I learned a lot from this process that I'll probably like dedicate an entire video to, of what I've learned with trying to produce my own merchandise and trusting manufacturers and all these other things. So if you ever have thought about doing what I'm doing now, as far as making your own bag and making your own patches, making your own pin, whatever the case may be, if you want to make your own thing, I feel like I have acquired in a very short period of time lots of insight into what not to do if you want to have a better experience than I did. And it wasn't all awful, but the bag literally became a sore point for me, because there's just little things like how the tabs are sewn down with the piping. Well, not tabs, but the edges. I call them little tabs. That's what they look like to me. How it's sewn down, because it's a very automated process. Very human interaction was involved in the making of these bags. So little details that I would have wanted them to pay more attention to, or would have expected them to, they didn't. And it was because, again, I wasn't dealing with a human sewing these bags. I was dealing with a human maybe transferring a section of the bag that's sewn to another machine to finish another section, not like hand stitching every seam and all of that. So yeah, but the bags have so far been well received on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I put a poll in my stories if you all wanted to take a tour of the bag with me, and we did, and a lot of you really loved it and are looking forward to these coming out. And the plan is for them to go out a week from today, once I get the product photos finished and all of that stuff. So that's where I am with that. There's so many other things that I want to do, that I want to strive for, but realistically speaking, there's so many other needs that my household is requiring, and I just have to pivot as necessary. And so after these go up, we'll see what happens with me producing more patches. Even patterns, like my patterns might have to take a little bit of a back seat, which I was very heartbroken about initially, and that's cue the mental breakdown. But I just realized that I can't physically make as many items as I would like or design as many items as I would like, because my lifestyle at home just does not accommodate that. And I love it and it's fun, but I can't continue overextending myself in a way that compromises my mental health and my ability to show up fully in the design world or in my home life, as a wife and a mom, and just for me as a person, because I'm not one of those moms who's like, my identity is the fact that I'm a mom. No. I simply identify as I'm the mom. Like, I'm a human being, I'm an individual, I'm a woman first. I just so happen to be married. And I just so happen to have kids. So, and yes, those two aspects are very, very high up on my list of priorities, but I always put me first. And as my children get older and become more independent, I allow them space to do that. I'm not trying to hold on and make them, think that they can't survive without me. I want my children to be as independent and sound of mind as possible without being fully reliant on me, because I feel like when they don't need me anymore, then my identity as a mom would be completely shattered, and then I would have this like abandonment or separation anxiety from my children just doing what they're naturally developed to do. So that's why I say that. I don't say that like, I'm the most important thing in my life. I kind of am, but I firmly believe that me treating myself and my wellness as a top priority is what makes me a better wife and what makes me a better mom, and shows them how to be better versions of themselves, not versions of themselves that aim to please me as a parent. I don't want them to just make me happy. I want them to be proud of themselves first. And if that makes me happy, then my happiness from their own success is a bonus to them. Like, that might sound crazy, new age, whatever, I don't know, but that's just how I am. That's how things roll in my house. So I'm gonna go to the store now that I've chatted for 8 minutes in the car, and I could have been to the store for that time. I will on here show you the tour of the bag, and yeah, get into it when we get back. Okay. This obviously isn't sponsored, but have you had Just Waters Blackberry? If not, and you're into like infused waters, this stuff, oh, it's so good. All the Just Waters are so good. I love the mint one too, and because I was in Target, I had to make sure I got one if they had them, so I went with Blackberry, and now I need to focus on the road. Okay, bye. So there you have it, friends. That's the bag. Excuse my like non-Vanna White skills with trying to do that one-handed and then needing to do a voiceover afterwards, because my kids were in the thick of PBS, and I'm like, I can't have any of that sound in the back because I'm sure it'll get like copyright claimed or something crazy like that. And yeah, so there's that. And excuse this angle because I'm currently feeding a baby. So, as a node to the first part of the video, it's real life and it's happening, and I need to see to it that it happens as effortlessly as possible. So that's where we are. I can quickly show you this whip project. This was part of the first part of the original video before it got scrapped because my brain. And yeah, so I got this yarn from AliExpress, and I have been a bit of like obsessed with AliExpress lately, because I play with fiber, right? So I just like finding different sources of materials, like where else can I get things from? And that's what led me to AliExpress. God, that angle was horrible. What am I doing? I need to get one of those like what do they call it? Like a selfie stick, like hand tripod that I can hold. So I stop just like with a camera, or my phone, which is my camera. Anyways, so yeah, what I liked about this is that it's 150 meters of like, it's knitted cotton. It's a hollow cord. It's basically chainette construction. Can I get it to focus? Focus. Are you gonna focus? I guess not. It's probably too close. Anyways, but it's basically like any other chainette construction that I'm obsessed with, like just like the Respect from Lion brand that I'm using for my Love Magic dress. Same construction, except it's not a filled fiber. It's hollow in the center, so I'm basically crocheting an I-cord. And it has lots of structure, but also lots of stretch. It's making the perfect dense fabric. I also switched hooks in the middle of my progress, not realizing that I switched hooks because I started cleaning and tidying up, and I moved all of my hooks back into my office and workspace, but I left one hook, and it was also a blue hook, but instead of it being the size hook I was using, it was a half a millimeter smaller. So I guess I'll have to wait till I finish this to get my true gauge, because I'm going to do it based off of the hook size I actually have been intending to use, not one that I've used for the past like maybe 6 rows, but I'm not rocking this. I'm not. It's just not that serious anyways, because it'll probably be a free pattern. Because I do, with whatever happens, I want to make sure that I'm doing my best to create accessible merchandise, accessible content, accessible patterns, whatever the case may be. I want it to be as accessible as possible, so I can reach as many people who are interested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, not that I think it's wrong for people who sell like 15, 20, whatever, dollar patterns. Do you? And if it's serving you well, keep doing it. I just find it very hard to not charge my worth, but charge for knowledge that's like readily available. Like if this were something 100% unique to me, like I'd never seen it done before, whatever, sure, you're going to pay that. But just for something that is a simple technique, something that could be easily replicated or reimagined by anybody, like this, I just don't see the need to want to charge more than what I currently charge for my patterns. And if you didn't know, my patterns are actually all on sale, half off. You can use the code SAVEMORE22 and you'll save 50% off of all the patterns in my shop. So yeah, there's that. And again, no shade to anybody who charges what they feel their worth is for their patterns. Do that, because I think a lot of people need to see that it can be done and it should be done, and you should do, I should say should be done, but you should be doing whatever you feel called to do with your work. That's what I'll say. I don't think it's anybody else's business to say what somebody should and should not be doing with how they price their products, so there's that on that. But this is what I have left of the green, because I got 2 colors. I'm sorry, random tangent. I got 2 colors of this cotton, what I call it, I-cord, but it's just a cotton braided. That's how they describe it. It's a braided fiber, but it is 100% cotton. I got it in this color green, which they called matcha, and I believe it was number 4. Anyways, if I can link it, I'll link it. And then I got another color that you will see whenever I finish this, It's called Taro Purple, and it's essentially like a lilac purple. It's really pretty. Actually, I'll go get it. This is the purple. Like I said, it's like a, they call it taro, and it's very much just a lilac purple. Same construction you can kind of see in the end here, where it's just an I-cord. And, you know, it's almost like a shoestring. Either way, I like it. I like it very much. And this, if all goes well, if I have enough, which I'm tempted just to order more just in case to make it enough. If it's not, the goal is to see it as a clutch. Well, yeah, just an open bag. Well, not open bag. There's going to be a top. This color is the base, the bottom. This color is going to be at the top. And if I have enough, it should fold over and be a fold over clutch. I will either install a zipper to go at the top, or I'll add handles, because I do have bag handles coming also from AliExpress. So I don't know if that's going to become a thing where I'm like, it's AliExpress day, where I found something that I got relatively affordable. And I just waited 2 weeks to get it, because on average, depending on who's shipping it or how they're shipping it, it takes, you know, like 10 to 14 days to get your stuff. And I'm okay with that. You know, versus the whole, I don't have Amazon Prime. I haven't had it in a while. And I just kind of want to get away from thinking that I have to have something like in a day or 2 days. Like, I feel like that whole mentality and just executing shipping that fast has really spoiled a lot of us. And I mean, I'm in the industry of doing things slowly. You know, I mean, yeah, I can hand make stuff fairly quick because my technique is there and my speed is there, my ability is there. But should I be bending over backwards to make something in a few days that should take me a few weeks to do? No, I shouldn't. And I think that that's filtered this whole extremely quick, fast-paced, inhuman, whatever, pace that we're all trying to normalize. I'm trying to break that cycle, and just be willing to wait and get things factory direct. I mean, what's sad is most of the stuff you see on Etsy now is all factory direct from AliExpress, and or people who are wholesaling, doing things factory direct from Alibaba. And you'll see it. Everything's shipping from China and blah, blah, blah. And I've got I'm not one of those people who think, oh, it needs to be made in the USA, because there's so few things that are actually made in the USA if it isn't like grown food. So I have nothing against buying things from China, importing things from China. I'm just trying to do better at slowing down, not being spoiled by huge corporations exploiting their employees to see to it that their consumers have things at an unnatural rate, and it's just unnecessary. Like, you know, I guess because I grew up in a time where MapQuest was a thing, you know, like, where you just had to figure it out, and you had to be patient, and you had to wait. And how am I supposed to be teaching my kids patience if I can't be patient about a product being shipped to my house? Like, I don't care where it's coming from. So there's that. I mean, that's my, I guess, spiel about that. And obviously still no shade. Like, if you have Amazon Prime and you take advantage, that's great. I have no shame for you. Like, I don't think that we should be shaming or judging anyone, like I said earlier, on why people do what they do, unless it's actively with intention to harm somebody else. Like, as long as you're living your life and you're doing your best to stay out of folks' way and mind your business, I'm minding mine too, okay? So that's all I have to say about that. But yeah, I do have some handles. Like I said, I have some handles coming from AliExpress. I have also a bag, a DIY bag, because I feel like during the summers and like spring, once it gets warm out, instead of working on shawls and wraps and I guess, winter or fall weight hats. I like working on bags. And I started working on a bunch of bags last year, didn't see them through. But I'm doing things differently and I am seeing them through this year. So, Exhibit A, if all goes well, like I already told you, it'll be a two-toned fold over clutch, and it'll either have the handles that I have coming, or like I said, it'll have a zipper at the top. And the second bag, it's just a DIY kit. They've got which I'll leave it at that. It's a DIY kit, and I hope that you all tune in to watch and do it with me, you know. And yeah, I said in the previous video that I wanted this bag to be something that I might style a future bag out of. And I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to, you know, put the cart before the horse here. And I want to wait and see how this first bag drop goes before I go into finding a new manufacturer for a second bag, because I don't see myself working with the same manufacturer again for a new bag. But yeah, I want to see how that goes and see if you all are really vibing with me the way that I think that you are, because the hype does seem to be real for the bag, and I'm very excited about that, not gonna lie. Anyways, yeah, but this is a DIY bag, and it kind of gives me crafter's box vibes, you know, of being able to like do it yourself, but it's not what you think or what you might be thinking. At least I hope it's not. I hope it's a bit of a surprise when you see it, and I can't wait to share it when it gets here, because it should be here for the next video. Should be. We'll see. Because it did say delayed, but to my knowledge, it should be here in the United States, just getting through customs very soon. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. That's probably where I should wrap things up before I start like sharing too much, because I high-key feel like this is my space where I get to share stuff that a lot of people don't know about unless they're on my newsletter, because I like having an element of surprise sometimes. Like, I don't, just sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes I like having an element of surprise. And this is one of those things where I kind of want to keep an element of surprise for. And I tried to keep the bag as much as a surprise as possible until it came, and then I had a mental breakdown. So whatever, here we are, and there we go. So, I hope that you found this video entertaining. It was a bit all over the place. It was very different. It was more of just me sitting and talking. It was kind of more like a podcast vlog, if that's even a thing. But yeah, just kind of wanted to catch up and just keep it real and let you know it is what it is. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back. If you're subscribed, if you're not and you're new here, again, thank you for making it this far. Please consider subscribing. I have been very consistent, and I plan on continuing to be as consistent, if I can use words, as possible, because this is fun for me. This genuinely is fun. And yeah, that's all I got. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.